Good morning, and it is morning too, and this is September, and we want to welcome you to the Cannon County Chamber Connection. We appreciate you taking the time to watch us and listen to us and everything, and we also want to thank DTC for keeping everybody updated by this show, letting them know what's going on in Cannon County. September is a very busy month in Cannon County, and some of this you've already missed, but I'm going to tell you what you missed. We had the Labor Day horse ride, and of course that's always on the Labor Day weekend. That's the Cannon County Walking Horse Association that does that, and they have a campgrounds on Short Mountain, and they ride through town with the horses and the wagons and everything. It's just like a parade. Everybody likes it, so, well, maybe not everybody. Probably people trying to get through may not like it that much, but hey, just sit back and enjoy it. It's okay. And then we start out with that, and that's on the first Labor Day weekend in September, and then September 9th and 10th, and you probably won't see this before this takes place, but we have the White Oak Craft Fair, and that is at the Art Center. And that's one of the best craft fairs that you'll ever go to, is that one. So sorry you missed it in case this doesn't get aired by then. Remember it next year. And then on the 16th will be the FFA tractor pull, and that will be out at the old fairgrounds off of Lehman Street in Woodbury. And that's always a big interest for a lot of people. They like to listen and watch the tractors. I don't know if the people that live on College Street get too excited about it, but one of them is Cliff. He can tell you about that. And then you go right from that. The Chamber, of course, will have their 25th annual Color of Fall Car Show, and that's going to be on the 23rd of September. We want everybody to come to that. The registration starts at 8 o'clock until 12 noon. There'll be 72 trophies and 6 cash prizes to be awarded. Registration starts from 8 until 12. You'll get to listen to great DJ music by this guy right here.
I was going to ask you who's DJing.
Yes, I knew you were. That's why I said.
You.
And the price for that is $20 per vehicle. We've had a great year of cruise-ins, but the car show will be the final car show and cruise-in season for the Chamber. Now, there may be some other organizations that will come up with something, but the car show will end up our season. When you get there, there's no charge for spectators. But if you have a vehicle that you want to register and get in the running for an award, it will be $20. And there will be a 50-50 drawing, and there'll be food by Sophia's, plus probably the donut truck, and I believe that we're going to have a few other vendors, not many, because we want you to shop in the stores around the square. You know, if you bring your wives with you, a lot of times they may get bored a little bit. We got plenty of antique stores. We've got specialty shops around the square. Hey, you can make out of it what you want to make out of it.
And
so
we're seeing more and more wives come in with cars.
Yes, we do.
So husbands can go shopping now, you know. Mm-hmm. And they get downright mean about it, as far as, you know, when you sit out there and give a door prize away, if you didn't give it away to the wife, the owner of the car, yeah, she will let you know right quick.
Well, we have some wives and husbands that each one of them owns a car.
Yeah, and they own the same car.
Well, sometimes.
Or they try to put the same car on the registration slip. Yeah, we ran into that last
That happens on occasion, it does. But we overlook a lot of things. We have some great sponsors for that. The Cannon Courier, O'Reilly's Auto Parts. 40 of those 72 trophies are donated by O'Reilly, so they are definitely one of our sponsors. Plus, they give us most of the door prizes. And people that participate in the car show and actually bring a vehicle are eligible for the 50/50 drawing and the door prizes. So when you register, be sure and sign up for the door prizes also. DTC is a great partner in this too. They will be there, and all year at the cruise ends, you have signed up for the TV that they will give away during the car show. So we welcome them, and like I say, they're great partners for us. Shelter Insurance is another sponsor. They will be there, and all year long they give out free snacks, free beverages. I don't know what else you can ask for. It's been a great season, and I'm hoping it'll be a good car show, and I'm hoping the weather will be nice, because we do have a rain date of the 30th. We can't just, if it rains on the 23rd, we can't just let this go because we have too much invested in it. So we've got to have a rain date for that. But we're hoping that the show can go off the day it's advertised. We have great brochures for it. They will be online where you can go in and look at them. If you want one, if you will call the chamber, I'll be glad to send you one. They will be put in the courier when? The week before the car show.
The week before the car show.
Yeah.
Or the week of the car show.
So you buy a Canon courier, you'll get a brochure for the car show also. And that will end up our cruise in and car show season for 2023. And then the Senior Center is holding a fundraiser yard sale on September 29th and 30th at the Senior Center, Senior Citizen Center on Lehman Street. So if you're interested in a yard sale with a lot of interesting things and help our Senior Citizen Center out, that's where you need to be on that last weekend, because they do a great job up there. I'd put our Senior Citizen Center up against any in Tennessee that I know of. Okay, I'm going to tell you about more in October, but right now we're going to go to our guests, and I do have my partner in crime here, Keith Reddy, and he is the DJ. He also works for the Courier, and he is also the president of the chamber this year. So now we're going to introduce Cliff Swope to you, and he has a fundraising opportunity for White Cane, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
You explain to people.
All right. Carolyn said she was going to make me explain all this, but there's a quick shot of what we're doing. This is a license plate that we have managed to get through the state legislature. They have approved it and have authorized us to do a pre-sale on it. And what it is it is a benefit for the Middle Tennessee Lions Sight Service. It is a nonprofit agency manned by the Lions of District 12I and 12S, which basically makes it Middle Tennessee, most of the counties that are in the Middle Tennessee area. Those Lions clubs go together to help provide surgery and eye care for folks that can't afford it. Right now, what they've been limited to has been mostly cataract surgeries, so we're looking for ways to increase the funding to help them help more people. And what we came up with was specialty license plates seem to be doing really well. And so we came up with a fun design. We took the Jolly Rogers flag of pirate fame, and we put an eye patch on it to kind of poke fun at ourselves for the eye surgeries. It'll be a black license plate with all white, and so it'll be a wonderful addition to, we listed everything on this flyer that we thought it looked good on, and that went for Harleys, Indians, Hondas, well, any motorcycle, muscle cars, trucks, sports cars, junkers, black cars, white cars, yellow cars, silver cars, blue cars, heck, any car. And any vehicle, especially those belonging to Vol Navy captains, U.S. Navy and Marines personnel, Fishers, sailors, Buccaneers fans, Pirates fans, Goonies fans, fans and kids at heart. And that's about all I
If you get one of these license plates, come out to the car show, we'll have a trophy for the best looking license plate.
There you go.
Either that or, see, I've got an Oldsmobile car, an old one,
Yeah.
and it's held together by duct tape.
That works.
That would take the attention away from the duct tape, I think.
It would take the attention from the
Yeah,
duct tape.
all right.
It eliminates
I'm sold.
all visible primer.
Did you put that on your list,
I did
duct
not,
tape
but I
cars?
will add
Okay,
that.
add
I will
that, yeah.
I appreciate that.
I think that's called a rat rod, if I'm not mistaken.
A rat something, a rat nest. I don't know about a rod.
Well, the neat thing about the state specialty license plate program, for those of you who haven't looked into it very much, is that it's a $35 fee to have that in addition to what your car normally costs to be registered. And that $35 extra fee gets split. Half of it goes to the agency that sponsors the plate. So of that $35, $17.50 will come back to the Lions of Middle Tennessee to help with those surgeries for the folks that can't afford them, which is fabulous. I've actually been rounding it down to 17 because they take the cost of the production of the license plate out, so I figure that's a safer bet to say. And then the other part, the majority of the other part goes to the Arts Commission in Tennessee, which funds a lot of wonderful events, including here at the Arts Center in Cannon County, which is fabulous. So it's kind of a win-win for Cannon County. We've designed the license plate. We've got it out there. It's available all across the state of Tennessee. I asked Carolyn yesterday if she would care to promote this at the car show coming up. I can't believe it's been 25 years since we started that all those years ago. And it's kind of amazing. But she readily agreed. And in fact, I said, well, we can write you up something to promote it at the show. I'm at the car show, and she said, well, great, it's tomorrow morning. You can be there, and you can tell them all about it. So here I am. It is a fabulous cause. It's a great license plate. We have to pre-order them, so we have to sell 1,000. And not only did we think we could sell 1,000 of the auto plates, but we went ahead and bid off the motorcycle too. And so we've got to sell 1,000 auto and 500 motorcycle plates before July 1st of next year. We've got that long to get them sold. We can get one extension, but I really hope we don't need to get an extension. I hope we can get them all sold by then. When you buy them, you go ahead and send in your $35, and basically we hold that until we get the whole amount sold, and then we turn it into the state, and the state will notify you when the plate is produced and that it's available to pick up at your county clerk's office. So whatever county you're in, whatever county the vehicle is registered in, they'll send your plate straight there to that county clerk's office, and you'll just go in and pick it up. Everything's prorated, so when you switch your license plates to that one, you don't lose anything. That's been one of the big questions we've had. And so you help great causes. You help arts in Tennessee. The other little piece goes to the highway department. And I don't know about y'all, but I like being able to drive on good roads. So I don't begrudge them that money. And then the other part goes to help eyesight. So we hope you'll come out and purchase these things, and we'll have word around and internet and available and at the car show and at every event we can get to.
There will be some registration forms at the car show, and you can fill them out, pay your $35, and then when they become available, you will be notified of that. So you won't get it right at the moment. So please understand that.
In fact, we put June 2024 on the plate, so we're kind of figuring that's when we'll get them out and get them done. It'll take the state a few months to get them all made, manufactured, tested, and all that fun stuff, but you will get them. And once we get 1,000 sold, the beautiful part is they'll hang in every county clerk's office, and you can just walk in and buy one off the wall then. And that'll be a wonderful thing for the Middle Tennessee Line Sight Service folks, because that'll just be some revenue money that's going to constantly come in for them.
And they look kind of cool. You know, if you want your ride to look cool.
Now I've got a cheat sheet here,
this.
but I'm going to ask you this. For viewers that are viewing this, how do they go about purchasing one from you? Do they see you? Do they see, who do they see for this?
We've got order forms that are available. The same information, contact information is available on the state of Tennessee's website for the specialty
okay.
plates. So that same email address and mailing address is out there on that state. If somebody wants to verify and make sure we're legit, they can go on the state's website and see plain and simple. The plate is titled Crusade Against Darkness, which was what Helen Keller asked the Lions to do when she spoke at one of their international conventions in Sandusky, Ohio. She asked them to be Knights of the Blind in the Crusade Against Darkness. And the Middle Tennessee Lions Sight Service does that Knights Award, and so that's what the KB on the license plate stands for, is Knights of the Blind. We had to have 2 letters in there for the state's requirements. And so that's the KB on that. It is also, they can also go to the website, which is MTLSS, Middle Tennessee Lions Sight Service, abbreviated, MTLSS.org. And we are working on getting a online payment system set up on that so that they can all access that and pay online and not have to even fool with mailing a check. But right now, the state is still set up to mail stuff in. So you're welcome to holler at me, Cliff Swope. I'm easy to find.
I know where he is.
But, or MTLSS.org.
All right. Anything else you want to tell us?
I appreciate the opportunity to come on here. I'm trying not to take all the time, but
That's all right. We're going to let Greg, I put Greg last because he's going to tell us a bunch.
Were you prepared to do that?
We do appreciate it. It's a great cause, and we do appreciate the opportunity. We think it's a chance for the Middle Tennessee Lions Sight Service to do some real good, to have a stable budget coming in, and it's going to be a great thing. It's going to put a cool license plate on your vehicle.
It is, and this more or less takes the place of the roadblocks to some degree.
Yeah,
I know
same
Woodbury can't have roadblocks anymore, which is fine with me. I don't have a quarrel with that at all.
I kind of like.
I almost got ran over twice.
U.S. highway, stand in the middle of it.
That could
You
be a
need
game.
one of those licenses.
That could be a game. See how many people you can hit in the middle of a state highway?
I guess.
If you can do it with the road code.
Well, it wasn't just the Lions Club who was mainly adults that was doing it. A lot of times you had kids and sports that, listen, that's just an opening for a disaster right there. We have a lot of traffic through Woodbury. It's the main road.
Yeah.
From a lot of places into Murfreesboro, and there's a lot of traffic.
Well, they were teaching
anymore,
these kids
so.
athletic prowess, duck cars, teach them how to duck cars. If you're going to duck linemen or duck a tackle, you can duck a car, right? No, I'm just kidding.
I'm going to hit you in just a minute. No,
I bet that's the first time somebody tried to hit somebody on Chamber of Commerce TV.
I've thought about it several times.
But Carolyn's right. I mean, the Middle Tennessee Lions Sight Service is one of the main projects that the funds from that White Cane roadblock went to.
Right.
And so this will help offset some of that, and it'll be some great funds coming in. The Friends of the Smokies license plate, it kind of amazed me. It had been out for 20-some-odd years, and it had raised millions of dollars. And that, to me, was just kind of mind-boggling that we could generate those kinds
Well,
of
this
funds.
is something new. I'd never heard of this approach before, but why not? Like I say, the license plate's kind of cool.
Yeah, the Tennessee on it's off of the state welcome sign, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
We just took that same font and lifted it and put it right in there. So
Yeah, you did good, Cliff.
I had fun. That was the idea. We wanted something fun.
All right.
So, thank
Well,
you.
Cliff, you're welcome to sit with us, or if you have to, I know you have a job. You work for the gas company, don't
I
you?
do. They pay
And
me
I've got
anyway.
to say, for our car show every year, Middle Tennessee Natural Gas provides us with a tent, and I do appreciate that because it's a big one.
Glad to do it.
So,
Thank you.
and we have you on this brochure.
Yeah, you do. You do. and
I try
appreciate it.
not to miss anybody. All right, well, thank you. You're welcome to sit during the rest of the show and see what Greg's got planned for us?
I'm interested to see what Greg's got planned. I've heard some good things already.
I know you have, because good things have happened. And that is our next guest, Mr. Greg Mitchell, and he is our Cannon County Executive. And how are you spending your hours this?
How am I spending my hours? Very busy. It's been very busy in the
You have
office.
a lot of traffic in your
A lot of
office,
traffic,
don't
a
you?
lot of traffic. I sure do, and that's fine. I don't mind it. I like to talk to people anyway.
Well, all right.
And I was going to tell Cliff, I'd be glad to have some of those registrations over at the county executive office
appreciate that.
and sit them there and let the traffic pick up one when they come by.
I appreciate that.
It'd be great.
Yeah, because it's right in front of the driver's
Yeah.
services
Yeah.
center.
Well, it is.
So, yeah.
Be glad to have it.
I appreciate it. I'll
Be
get
glad.
some over there.
Yes, sir. Be glad to have it. It's good to be here. Thank you for having me, Karen, and I appreciate it. And Cliff, I appreciate what you're doing there. And I've always appreciated the Lions Club. They've always been a great asset to this county.
They are really, that's
They're
true.
great to me. They're a great asset to the human race.
They try.
Yeah,
They
they-
really do.
They do.
Heart's in the right place.
Yeah, heart's in the right place. That's exactly right, and I appreciate them so much. They've done a lot for Cannon County, to help Cannon County, and I appreciate them so much. And speaking of Cannon County, it's been finished up my first. You want me to just go ahead?
Yeah.
You want me
This
to
is
hurry
the
up and
state
wind
of,
up?
this is the county executive state of
State of the
address.
union.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
There we go.
I tell you, finished up my year September the 1st. It's been a year since I was elected, and I appreciate, I want to say I appreciate people putting their confidence in me, and I try to get up every day and go in and do the very best I know how to do, and do the thing that I think's right. And because bottom line, when nighttime comes, I got to lay my head down, go to sleep, and I
You want
need-
to do that with a clear
I
conscience.
need to be
don't
able
you?
to do that with a clear conscience and lay down and get some sweet sleep. So I appreciate everybody putting their confidence in me. It's been quite a busy year. Of course, everybody knows. I'll give you kind of a year in review here. The tornado hit Reedville and tore Reedville up, and of course Reedville's never be the same, of course, and lost a lot of wonderful people in Cannon County and Reedville. Of course, Russell Reed, a friend of mine that I sat on the commission for
Right.
quite a while, and he passed, and I miss Russell. And Russell, he was always a person to me that you didn't never have to wonder what he thought. Because
This is true.
he was straight up to you and grin.
You got to appreciate that.
He grinned at you, but you couldn't fault him for not telling you where he was, and I appreciate him. And the tornado came through, and it wreaked havoc in a lot of lives, but the most wonderful thing, and I thank God for, is that no life was lost.
That's right.
That's what matters. Stuff can be replaced, but lives cannot. And I just thank the good Lord above that He looked after Reedville and all those there and gave them safe haven and protecting hand upon them. So we started there, and that wasn't too long. Of course, after I'd been in office in April Fool's Day, matter of fact. And from there, we've been actively, my office has been seeking grants. I know there's money out there, but you'll never get it if you don't apply for it.
That's right.
So we've been applying for it, and I have a grant writer, Amanda Maynard, and she's very active in going after them, and us also, my assistant, Kristen Andrews. I'll just start running it down. We came in and finished off some grants, which one of them was a $500,000 home grant that we finished off, and then the houses are being built now. Let's see. After that, also,
Where are they being built at?
well, there's one on Eugene.
Oh, they're in different
Yeah,
places.
they're different places.
Yeah,
They're
okay.
different places. you put in the applications how it went, and the state has a point system that they go by, and that's how they award those. The county executive office has nothing to do with awarding. It's my job to take the applications, and that's it. And that's where I am, and that's good. That's the way it should be.
Right.
Because it takes all the other stuff out of it.
Partiality or anything like that.
And that's what needs to happen. So we got the $500,000 home grant, and also just recently we were awarded the CDBG Home Insecurity Grant, $192,000, which is a 100% grant, and it goes to churches and things in the county that pass out commodities and try to help those that need help or with food or whatever it may be, and that's a wonderful thing that's happened. My assistant, I was called the other day, and she did this, Kristen did, and she put a lot of time and effort in it, and she didn't want me to mention her name.
And you didn't, of course.
Hey, no, her initials are Kristen Andrews. But she wanted me. She said, "No, you go ahead, boss, and take that." I said, "I'm not that way. I don't want any credit that somebody else done.
Yeah.
That's not right, and that's not the way to do people." So she done it. She toiled over it, and they called me the other day with the 3-star grant, and Cannon County is going to be awarded a $50,000 3-star grant.
Great.
Also, Historic Commission has been in contact with me, and a grant for the windows at the courthouse. I think it's in the amount of time we put in our match, $120,000. Most of those are 100% grants. Some of those are not 100% grant. I put in one for the music venue. I'd like to talk about that too.
All right,
I'll
that's
stop
fine.
right there a minute, because the music venue grant is a $100,000 grant, and we just put in for it here the other day. The deadline was September the 1st, I believe
Right.
it was, and what I had in my mind and wanted to do was construct a stage at the fairgrounds and have a music venue there and get some bands in here, and people can come on Friday or whenever we decide to do it, Friday or Saturday, and they can bring their chairs or whatever and just have a good time, maybe some food trucks or whatever it may be, and people can get out in the evening.
Good old gospel meeting.
and just have a good venue. You know, that's something I think that would help us here, is to have just you can never go wrong with community. Community is what it's about.
It is.
And Cannon County is the best community that I know of.
Well, I really wouldn't want to live anywhere
I
else.
would not either. I would not want to live anywhere else. And so we get the venue in here. If we're fortunate enough to get that grant, it's a $100,000 grant. It's also Wesley Foster that does the FFA tractor pull. Big hit. It's a big hit, and there's a lot of people. I'm thinking, what do you have, 4,000 or 5,000 people last year, or something like that? That's a lot of folks coming in. That's a lot of, and just from the county executive side on the venue and the tractor pull, that's a lot of revenue coming into Cannon County on tax dollars, and we need that. Sure, why not? I mean, we'll take it. We need it here just as well as anybody else does. Absolutely. I think we need it more. So. He has come to us and found an agriculture grant that he is helping my office with, and it's for $150,000. And I think our plans for it, and we've all agreed on it, if we awarded that, and we're fortunate enough, is to work on parking over at the fairgrounds. We all know we need more parking over. Our parking is very limited, and so we're going to work on parking over there. Of course, down at the arena, we've got The curtain drain is finished around Justin Pemberton Arena. It always held water, and it's doing its job of taking the water away from the arena. We're going to be out doing some more work there. I've got to find out what's the best field to put inside the arena for events. Where we may can have rodeos down the road or whatever. I mean, I had someone say that, does anybody ever use that? And I've heard people say nobody uses it. Well, they don't use it because it has to be usable. It's had water inside of it. You can't do much if there's a bunch of water inside something, no?
The chamber put a circus in there,
Yeah, I remember that.
and it was a good circus.
See?
It was one
Didn't
of
we
the
do that
best
2
we've
years in a
ever
row?
had.
We did 2 or 3 years in a row.
No, we just did it once.
Well, I know he came into town, same vendor, came into town a few years and
that's
put
great.
circuses on.
It
Did
was,
come up to the
the
radio.
thing, the reason we used the arena was, I didn't really think there'd be enough room in there for a circus. I mean, we had elephants there.
Yeah.
And it rained. We were going to have it in the field out at the Art Center, and they had these big tents and everything. It rained all week, and the ground wouldn't hold the tents. So we went out to the fairgrounds thinking maybe, well,
maybe.
it wouldn't hold it either. And the guy from the circus was there, and he goes, why can't we put it under that covered arena? And I says, you can put a circus under there? Listen, they brought in bleachers, their own bleachers. They had the motorcycles in the tub. They had elephants. They had dog shows. The only thing they couldn't do was the trapeze because they didn't have the structure
Okay.
to do the trapeze. But it was a great show, and yes, they put it in there when they were done. They cleaned it up, and you could never tell. But that is a great facility right
It
there.
is. It's underused because there's some things that needs to be done to it.
We've had
We've had
rodeos
rodeos.
there.
Yes, we have. And I went to them, and they were great.
Yeah, they were.
They were great rodeos. Matter of fact, I seen they had a rodeo one time. I went down there and watched where they set that table out there. I forgot what it's called, and they put people sit around that table and turn a bull loose out in there, and whoever's still standing in that circle, you know, well. When I went, I seen somebody that stood in a circle, but not for long.
My favorite event was the mutton bust.
No, the kids love that. The kids love it. So we're going to try to get some more things
Right.
like that and get some tourism in here. We need the ballpark. Let's talk about the ballpark.
Well, that's part of that whole area out there.
It is.
Yes.
The ballpark, we've got plans to upgrade the lights at the fairgrounds to LED. We've upgraded the lights at the ballpark to LED lights, and no doubt that's going to save a lot of electricity.
It's going to light up things.
And it lights up, and so that is done. We've got that done. We've replaced 7 poles at the ballpark that were penciling, they call it, at the bottom, and it's very dangerous. So we replaced 7 poles. So the pole, every pole out there is good now. Should be good for 20, 30 years. You know, it's a big thing of mine because I got a maintenance background. Is what we've got we need to take care of.
You're right.
If we don't take care of it, then it won't be there.
And also our not our convenience center, but our community center is having some work done on it too, right?
We are having a roof, and matter of fact, the community center, that's been a tough project. It was going on before I could come in office, and after I come in office, we bid it several times, and we come back here recently, and the decking underneath is not good, so there's another problem, and which will be more money to fix, but the cost of waiting.
It's not going to get any cheaper.
And the cost of waiting and fixing things and letting things go and not keeping it up is so high.
It is.
I think the decking was bid a little over about $100,000. just for the decking underneath the roof. Now that alone is the cost of not taking action and
Right.
taking care of what you got. And that's the maintenance in me, I know, but it's true.
No, it's true. I've always said that you need, you can go out there and build it, but if you don't take care of it and nobody ever does anything to it, it's going to go away.
It'll go away. It'll go away. Sure will. But now that's just some things, and I'll take a lot of time. You know how good I like to talk, Carol.
Well, that's all right. That's why I had you on here.
But I appreciate you having me, and I appreciate all the help I've had during this year. I ain't done. Let me tell you something. I hadn't done this stuff on my own. I've had help. A lot of good people has pitched in and helped. Anybody that I'm not going to take credit for all this because it wasn't just me.
It takes a community.
It takes a lot of folks.
It does.
And a lot of folks pitching in and caring about this county. And there's a lot of folks that do that very thing, that love this county, and they'll pitch in. And
They
I
will.
appreciate those people.
Well, you need the city, you need the county, you need the people at the highway department.
And we all, and I love that because we all have a wonderful working relationship. My office and the city and the county highway
You need to
department
have-
and all that. And it's just been easier, I guess you could say.
That's like when you talk about tourism, people kind of laugh when I mention tourism in Woodbury, but we do have it. The Art Center
do.
brings in, I think they had a tribute band in here, and they had 250 people that showed up.
Oh, yes. If
Just
you-
this last weekend, not to count the shows they had before that they had sellout crowds.
And the sales tax revenue is nothing to laugh about.
No,
That's a big deal.
no, it isn't.
That's a big deal.
And the more things we have, sometimes the things we have will be an inconvenience to some people, just like when you have things around the square, and we have a great little square, but it does take the parking,
It does. It does.
from the businesses. But it also brings in people that will walk over there if they're doing something around the
Yeah,
square,
You're right. You're exactly right.
So, I think anybody we can get in here, somebody's going to benefit from it.
And you're exactly correct. And I love working in the chamber too, Carol.
Well, thank you.
I appreciate the chamber and what you do and what y'all have done for years. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Hey, they worked hard, that group that got the chamber together. I remember, I wasn't working for them then, but I remember when they were putting it together. And I remember the things, and on the car show, this is the 25th year of that car show. Now, the first few years, it was part of the festival. But the car show was put on by Arna Smithson,
Oh, Arn, yeah.
who owned Piggly Wiggly at the time. And of course, Arna had show cars.
Oh, Arn loved them.
Yeah, he still got a show car.
Yeah.
Yeah, we wouldn't have had a car show if it hadn't been for Arna.
Oh,
No, he wouldn't.
He
It
poured his heart
wouldn't
and
have.
soul into getting that going.
Arn is number one.
Yep.
Sure is.
But after a few years, he told me, he says, I'm not going to do the car show. I don't feel like I need to do the car show anymore, So I thought, well, we don't need to lose this. And when we had the festival, our part of the chamber did the music and vendors and everything down at Dillon Park. Well, when the car show was going on and I was having music down there, everybody was at the car show. So you didn't have enough people spread around to it. So I thought, hey, I'll do the car show.
Yeah, right. And you mentioned music and Keith. I appreciate Keith because he's always there.
Yeah, he is.
Doing the music and that's that's no easy job either, toting
No,
that
he
stuff
puts
around
together a good
and
show,
putting
he
time
does.
in, and that's, I appreciate that.
Oh, thank you.
Plus, he advertises all of our sponsors that are
Yep.
on this
Sure does.
brochure that every year, we couldn't do this without them.
That's right.
So I do appreciate that, and I do want them to get noticed and get
Yes. Thank you
their
for having me.
spotlight. Are you telling me you're done?
No, I'm done, yeah. I'm done.
I want to thank him, if that's okay.
Well, that's fine. Let's thank
And
each
all of
other.
all of the people that have been working to do what they do. We were talking before we started, and, you know, I work for a utility company. I work for natural gas, and we know what's involved with all of the underground stuff, and the electricity. I noticed the lights over at the ball field during the middle of the day. And you know, but you notice those things.
Yeah.
You know, when you work around them all the time, that's what you notice.
Yes, sir.
And, you know, we laugh because gas man will go to another town for a conference and they'll be noticing the gas meters and stuff like that, you know. You know, and a lot of people don't realize how much effort it takes to put that stuff in, to maintain it, to make sure things are right. So things like drainage, and when you started downtown, I remember in McMinnville, they reached a point where they were redoing the downtown over there, and everybody was just like, they're not doing anything. Well, they were doing all the stuff that was underground.
Exactly.
That nobody saw
Yeah.
because there were barricades.
Yes.
And, you know, that took a long time to do that. But if you don't do that, just like you said, the cost of not doing it is so much higher.
So much higher.
It is.
And for the county to be going after grants and to be doing things to help replace the infrastructure that needs it and to do the drainage and the parking and the things that it may seem each one of them a little small thing, but it makes for such a much more beautiful community and a better lasting community.
Thank
So
you.
thank you.
Thank you, sir. And you know, Middle Tennessee Electric, I forgot them, Cleo.
They're a great bunch of folks.
They put those lights up for us.
They're great.
And put those poles in. Middle Tennessee Electric is a wonderful asset
They are.
to this
They are.
county.
All of
so
our
good.
utility companies are, all of them.
All of them, all the utility companies.
Yeah.
And what's so good about it is how your office has really put this together and, you know, emphasize these community projects and getting this community. And you can even speak on this, how your commission is much easier to
Yes, they are.
work with, you
Yes.
know. And that's what's really showing right now. I mean, you know, in years past, we never had this type of going forward. Now we're moving forward and everybody's working together rather than just causing conflict and stuff
Yes.
like that to get these projects going, and we're starting to see the fruits of that.
I agree. I've got a commission that's been absolutely amazing to work with. I am blessed.
Well, you know, all of these grants and things that you get, that just gives you some relief on your taxes.
Sure.
As far as
Sure it does.
your taxes not going up to be able to do these things.
Sure it does.
Or if you can't raise taxes, then they're going to stay the way they are.
That's exactly right. You know, and I said I was hushing, but I ain't know. Me and Cliff was talking, and all these grants are not 100%.
No,
Don't get me
some
wrong.
of them are 50,
Some of them
70,
50-50, some of them
30.
70-30, some of them 60-40. You know, all these, some of them 80-20. Yeah, you know, it's just different ones. But if it's something you need, and I know before that we was awful hesitant. If it had a match to a grant, we would not go for that grant. It had to be 100% grant before we even applied for it. I think that's narrow-minded thinking, really. I'll go ahead and say that. I think it's narrow-minded thinking. Because if you need it and you can go and apply for a grant, let's say it's 70-30, and you can get $100,000 worth of work done for $30,000 like we was talking about,
Yeah.
who wouldn't do that?
Yeah.
I would do that personally.
Store going to sell it to you for 3 cents on, 30 cents on the dollar. You're going to buy it.
That's what I say. That's what I say. Now, now it might be a off-the-wall kind of thinking, but to me, it just makes common sense.
Yeah.
Well, you know, another thing about our community, and one reason that we can function as well as we do, is how many of our emergency services are volunteers.
Oh, yeah.
Our rescue
Yeah.
squad is volunteers.
Yeah.
our fire departments, I believe the city may have one paid fireman. The rest of
it.
them are volunteers.
Part-time
Yeah.
firemen, yeah.
And we have, what, 7, 8 fire departments? But these are volunteer people. They have other jobs, you know. You just can't, the Lions Club, you know, they've put in so many things, playgrounds, walking tracks, everything in the county, you know. You can't fault somebody for that. And that was at no expense to anyone.
You know, you're right, and I don't think a lot of people understand how much the Lions Club has put in, and sometimes I think leadership loses that grip sometimes.
Right, the American Legion.
Yes, American Legion. Okay. Hey, Canyon County Walking Horse Association.
Yeah.
How much have they put into the fairgrounds? You know, if I'm not mistaken, they built a bathroom and things over there.
So I think the Lions Club built the concession stand.
Yeah, they probably did.
They did.
I think.
And these things they do need repair over the
Sure.
years they have. But I would hate to lose the horse track down there where the old football field used to be.
Yeah.
But I would also love to see an old-time fair like they used to have with the animals and the judging for the cakes and art, the adult art photo contest.
Best canned pickles. Best canned pickles,
That's
like on
right.
Andy Griffin.
But it takes everybody to do this because you need a carnival for the kids, but a carnival is not a fair.
No, I agree.
Not the kind of fair that I remember.
Not till we grew up.
And the stage you're talking about would be a great venue for the music during this,
I believe that's so too. I
you
believe
know,
so.
so.
Yeah. Well, and that, the country festival that we had going, Cannon Country Festival, we brought in some great music to Cannon County.
Oh, we
I
did.
think about it every time I hear an Old Crow Medicine Show song
Yeah.
on the air because they were here. They played over at the fairgrounds.
Yes,
you
sir.
know, and I remember I got a call one year from a guy in Nashville wanting to set up a lady to come in and sing. And I had to tell him, I said, I'm full. I got no space. I got no time. And I remember hanging up the phone and going, you know, he just wanted to get her some airtime in front of somebody. And I remember hanging up the phone going, I can't imagine a country music singer named Gretchen doing very well anyway.
Hello.
Gretchen Wilson.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, come on, people.
You know, that was so funny because we did used to have a lot of entertainment, and they were free.
Yeah. Yeah.
None of the
amazing.
entertainers charged us at that time.
No, they'd come in and do it for fun.
And how many of us remember when Chris Young come down
Yeah.
and would perform, going to school at Oakland? And
Folks, that can happen again.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
great county. It's a great place, and
Yeah.
folks love coming here.
Well, speaking of music, on October 13th and 14th, the Ultimate Oldies are going to be at the Art Center, and that is rock and roll in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. They do it all. They're going to be here on a Saturday at 7:30 and on Sunday a 3 o'clock performance.
Good.
And if you like that 50s, 60s, and 70s, which I do, that's a show you want to go see because they do a great job. So, and then some other things that are happening. October 7th is going to be the Pumpkin Festival at 6 Hour Farms. For those of you that are familiar with that, I don't know a lot of details about it, but evidently they're set up to, you're going to have a good time at that. And then October 13th is Bike Night around the square, and that is motorcycles. So I believe they start at, I want to say 5 o'clock. I may be wrong on that, but if you ride a motorcycle, you can come and be part of that. And then on October 21st is the Pumpkin Festival around the square. And if you want to know about that, you can go in Rustic Grounds, which is a little restaurant we have here around the square, and the lady who runs that will also do the Pumpkin Festival. October 15th and 16th, thank you, Greg. October 15th and 16th is auditions for Anastasia at the Art Center, and those will start at 6:30 on Sunday and 6 p.m. on Monday. If you would like to be part of that and you're musically inclined, or even if you're not, come try out for it. And Keith, do you have anything that I haven't
October
mentioned?
14th, we need to mention our friends at the Beans Diesel will be doing their Blackout in the Country event.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to start up at 8 o'clock in the morning when gates are going to open, or 9 o'clock. Maybe 9 o'clock in the morning when gates open, but you want to be in line before gates open because it gets packed to try to go through there. And Dwayne Tucker's in charge of this, and Dwayne is a good guy and puts together a quality event. I think this is going to be his 12th one, I think.
Probably.
Maybe not, but this year he's going to be doing some things a little different. There's been a reputation of burnouts that happen at the property, and he doesn't want to do that anymore. So he's going to try to guard against that. But I tell you what, he's hiring employees for that day. So if you'd like to work with Beans Diesel, go down and see them. They're at 210 Rolling Coal Lane, and get yourself a job one day only, and you'll have front row to all the madness that goes on there, because there's going to be a kind of a truck show. There's going to be a pulling show. There's going to be all kinds of different things that go on down there, and it's going to be.
If you're a diesel man, this is your event.
Yeah, and you can make a lot of money because this thing goes from like 8 in the morning till 11 o'clock at night. And it's going to be a great thing. So head on out there October the 14th, right next door to the Art Center, not too far from the Art Center here.
Right.
John Bragg
You
Highway.
can see it off of John Bragg Highway, but to get to it,
You got to turn on
you
that.
need to go
Yeah.
down the old Murfreesboro Highway.
And I think they've got a website, blackoutinthecountry.com, to where you can get your tickets and see the schedule of events and such like that.
So, hey, come on, we got something going on all the time. And even you can come into Cannon County any weekend in September, and there'll be something that you can go watch. It doesn't, and if you don't want to go watch anything, we got great stores and shops around the square. The Art Center usually has something going on. So, and they have a great gift shop, and a lot of those items that they'll have at the craft fair will also be in the gift shop. So if you've got somebody on your list that you don't know what to get them because they have everything, I guarantee you there'll be something in this gift shop that you can find that they don't have. And that is all I have. Cliff, thank you for being with us.
My pleasure.
We want to thank Greg, who had to leave because he does have a job. And but he gave us some great insight to what's happening in Cannon County. And it all sounds great, and I'm glad to see the progress that we're making here. It makes my heart feel good. It makes you feel warm and fuzzy. We want to see you at the car show, because that will also make my heart feel warm and fuzzy. And that was on the 23rd. And if you have a car, a truck, a unique vehicle, I remember one year, and of course, I've got to tell you, I don't judge the cars. I hire judges to do that. And they picked as a unique vehicle one year, but I agreed with it. A little girl come, and she had a pimped out lawnmower, riding lawnmower. And it had flames and the whole 9 yards. So, yeah, she got the most unique vehicle, and that's okay. It was.
So in other words, it's like I always say: if you've got something with wheels and an engine, bring it out to the car show, register it. You never know what
You
might
never
happen.
know what the judges will think, and there's a lot of different classes for you to be judged in, and there's a lot of choice trophies where people buy their own trophy to give to their choice. And it is just that. The judges don't judge those. Those are given to whoever sponsored the trophy. It's their choice of the vehicle. So I just want to let you know I don't judge them. So when you called me after the car show and said, well, I entered this and I didn't get judged, or I didn't get a trophy, 72 trophies. Just about everybody's going to get a trophy. Just about. All right, that's Keith. You don't have anything else?
I don't have anything else, nope. See you
Well,
on the 23rd, right? 23rd,
And we
yep.
want to thank you all for watching. And we hope to see you in Cannon County somewhere. Travel safe.